A very good afternoon and welcome to Cusick Park here on this October day 2006 for the County Senior Hurling Championship semi-final. The 111th staging of the Senior Championship title outside of replays, and for the very first time in history it's the clash of Newmarket-on-Fergus and Wolfe Tones in Sionna. I'm joined here in the commentary box this afternoon by Sean O'Halloran. We'll be speaking to Sean in just a couple of minutes as we look out here at the 25th anniversary of the 1981 Newmarket-on-Fergus team. And I suppose, Sean, glancing along the line, some legends of Clare GA out there outside.
Absolutely, Celia. Some of the real characters associated with Clare GA, especially in the 60s and 70s. I suppose it's fair to say that there's the holders of so many medals down there, just unbelievable. You think of Penny McNamara with 13 championship medals. Because you could say that there's enough medals down there to play a game of 45 with them. Probably, I suppose it's fair to say that they're not more valuable in the Euros at present. But the reality of it is like that they were super hurlers, and their record speaks for themselves.
Under the captaincy of course, of John Ryan, John O'Leary and Gus Lohan down there. What a part he has to play this afternoon. DJ Meehan and Johnny McMahon, well-known referee. Johnny McMahon, one of the Clare's first All-Stars. Pat O'Leary, current county underage manager. Timmy Ryan, Desi Hayes, Julian Crimmins, Sean Liddy, they call Tiny. Paddy McNamara, record holder of championship medals. Michael Gilmartin Gilla. Pat Devaney, the late Pat Devaney, represented by his son Shane, Eugene Moore and Con Woods, of course, whose son David plays in goal this afternoon for the Market. Frank Corbett and Jimmy Puddin Cullinan, no introduction needed whatsoever for that. John Toomey and Donald Lawler as well. Dennis Foley and Pat Curry, Pat Duggan and Pat Fall, now residing in O'Callaghan's Mills and playing a huge part there as well. Martin Ryan, son or father of Colin, who of course one of the top underage players in the county and playing in the final here this afternoon. And also of course Noel Clancy. Team trainer at that time was Jim Woods, with his selectors Michael Leary, Michael Gilmartin and of course Jim Cullen that time. One of the greats of Clare GA down there below this afternoon being honoured. The Market, of course, back in the Senior Championship final for the very first time since in 25 years. And it's amazing to think that in that period of time that has elapsed. But they're back now, and with a huge underage force behind them, could be a telling factor over the next couple of years in Clare Senior Championship hurling.
I suppose we should first of all give credit to the underage structure in Newmarket-on-Fergus. Have excellent structure there and have for numerous years, and most of the current team have come through that structure, and they have really done well at underage, and they're really well organised. So I think today is a crucial day for them, whether they can break through into senior ranks, having on the back of 3 under-21 championship winning teams. If they can make the breakthrough and go on to take that elusive senior championship and bridge that 25-year gap.
Leading the two sides as we give the line out as per programme. The Wolfe Tones the Sionna side, in goal Ray Carley. Full back line wearing number 2 Gary O'Connell. Brian Lohan at full back and Dermot O'Rourke number 4. Half back line on the right Jamie Rowan, in the centre Frank Lohan, and on his left Barry Lucknane, who will captain the side. Centre field John Cohen and Brian O'Connell wearing number 9. Half forward line Bobby McPhillips, Patsy Keys in the centre and Garrett McPhillips on the wing. Top of the right Ronan Heher. Full forward Declan O'Rourke, and on top of the left is Dahi O'Connell. The Newmarket team for the first time in 25 years appearing in a County Senior Championship final. Their line out is as follows. In goal David Woods. Full back line Inda Barrett, Padraig Gilmartin and Anthony Sconey Gilmartin wearing number 4. The half back line Shane O'Brien, captain the side at number 5. Centre half back James McInerney, and on his left is Alan Barrett. Centre field Martin O'Hanlon and Paddy Collins. The half forward line, number 10 Stephen Kelly. Centre half forward Jim McInerney and Bernard Gaffney wearing number 12. Full forward line, top of the right Colin Ryan. Full forward David Barrett, and top of the left is Shawnee Arthur, coming into the side from the semi-final clash. As I said earlier, joined in the commentary by Sean O'Halloran. Sean, an intriguing contest. They call it the 3rd ever parish final. Not quite sure what way that's going down, but an intriguing contest to say the least.
Definitely an intriguing contest. I suppose the fact that they're such near neighbours and a bit of local rival will come in, I think that certainly makes for the occasion. It makes for hopefully the game as well, because I think in fairness one would have to say that Wolfe Tones will come in here as slight favourites. basically because of the fact they've been here last year and they lost the final, and I've no doubt they'll be really keen to make up for that loss. On the other hand, Newmarket are coming here with nothing to lose. They're a totally new team. And, you know, when you think back of it, like it's 25 years since they've been here, they have absolutely nothing to lose. And also, I think if they can repeat their first half performance in the semi-final against Cusheen, where they really matched up some great scores and played very well as a team, I think if they can produce something like that performance, they have nothing to be afraid of today. And I think it really makes for, as you say, Sil, a great contest.
Well, considering I think everybody would be satisfied that Wolfe Tones deservingly favourites in this encounter. But it's amazing to think they're only playing in their third ever County Senior Championship hurling final. Contrast that with Newmarket, the new kids on the block, we'll call them, are playing in their 34th County Senior Championship final, including today. They've won 22, and I suppose their biggest success rate was between 63 and 74 when they won 10 out of the 12 titles in that period, and they are just some of the men that we saw earlier on, just a few moments ago. They won their first title way back in 1912, and now they're trying to capture their 23rd. And many things have happened between world wars and civil wars since they won their first, but this is one they are certainly looking forward to this afternoon. Their underage success has geared that they've come back here into the final, managed by Seamus Jurick and of course Jim Woods and Michael Gilmartin and Jimmy Cullinan. Jimmy Neville is the team trainer, and Johnny Collins team trainer also, and Brian Inright. An outstanding backroom team, and certainly looking forward to this. Sean, your final call on this one before that ball is thrown in.
Yeah, I'd have to say I'd have a slight preference for Wolfe Tones, but I'd be looking really to the midfield battle, you know, between Paddy Collins and Brian O'Connell. See who wing sway there, because I think it have a crucial bearing on the game. Also the performance, I say, of the half-back line, especially Wolfe Tones half-back line, because they're being the really rock of this team, and of course we have Brian at the back. You know, you want one much big out of Brian today, but if no matter half hurling can break down their half-back line, get over, you know, ball into David Barrett and Colin Ryan, you know, who knows what could happen. But an intriguing battle, and I think we're in for a great day. Hopefully the weather will stay fine.
Pat O'Rourke, of course, will manage the side. Pat was centre field on the last Wolfe Tones team in '96 that won the championship final. His backroom team of Paul Fitzgerald, Colm Hogan, and of course general election candidate Tony Mulcahy himself. That's their backroom team, as both sides are bunched together for the playing of our Nevian. And just before that, we are now going to observe a minute's silence. There's a tension here in Cusack Park, no doubt about that, as both teams are still bunched together. Newmarket there on your screen, and of course Wolfe Tones just to the left. The Tulla Pipers Bend, or Ron Nevian. Well, the scene is set. Newmarket-on-Fergus versus Wolfe Tones, the Sionna. Wolfe Tones, in their very short history, only founded in 1967. This is an intriguing clash, and just in the middle of the field on his own is Ambrose Hagney, the referee for this clash. There's a great tension here, Sean, this afternoon. The crowd has really filled in around the grounds.
Yeah, fine crowd gathered in here now, and it's great to see the day fine as well, because it's absolutely crucial. I think no player wants to be playing in wet conditions with a wet ball, so hopefully the weather will stay fine for the entire game.
The teams are going back into positions. Newmarket will play against the breeze here in the first half. Jackets and hats and caps being discarded in the middle of the field. The O'Connell brothers of Brian and Gary, Paddy Collins and Martin O'Hanlon, under 21 captain. Brian O'Connell is the first man to get on the ball. He sends it on to his brother Gary, who lobs the ball. It's going to drop right on the edge of the small square. Up they go for it. That's in the Barrett in there inside in the corner. He sends it out here to Anthony Sconigel Martin. He's fouled and sends the ball out here to the 21. It's the first free out of the afternoon, and Paddy Martin looks like he's leaving it to David Woods. David Woods, son of Con Woods, in the goals. And a good solid start there from Inda Barrett in the corner, but the first attack is set up by Gary O'Connell. He is number 2 when he's back. It doesn't really mean anything at this stage. He's playing in the middle of the field. David Woods into the wind. It's going to drop on the 45-metre line, but up they go for it. Over there on the far corner is Dermot O'Rourke. Dermot sending the ball down the centre. Big Jim McInerney trying to make room for himself. He sends it out to the far side. It goes out there to Bernard Gaffney, and Bernard Gaffney sends that one straight over the bar for the opening score of the 2006 County Senior Hurling Final.
Yeah, great score there for Newmarket to settle the nerves. Won a great ball by James McInerney, and he fed it out to Bernard Gaffney on his right, and great strike over the bar to open the score for Newmarket.
Bernard Gaffney, 3 goals and 28 points to his name so far. That now makes it 329, and he's very, very close to being the top scorer of the year as the ball breaks down the centre. Coming through this Gary O'Connell. He hand passed it into his brother Dahi. Dahi gets it into his hand. He takes a look and sends it across the goal. An opening goal for Dahi O'Connell. An opening goal for Dahi O'Connell, being set up by his brother Gary. An opening goal for Dahi O'Connell. Stalemate inside, his handbag stuff inside, but brilliantly finished by Dahi O'Connell there, Sean.
Yeah, great finish by Dahi. In fairness, you have to give credit to his brother, because he really worked hard and laid on a great pass. And Dahi picked it up on the run and put it into the far corner. An opportunist goal, great finish.
Dahi O'Connell down injured there after scoring the goal. He's down injured after scoring the goal, but he's up. He'll be back on his feet very shortly. He doesn't mind, but that was a blistering start for Wolfe Tones. And Gary O'Connell, as we said, wearing number 2 all year on his back, were playing at centre field all year as well. And a brilliant run, gained position, set up Dahi. Yeah. Brilliant finish.
I think his feature of the Wolfe Tones display this have been the midfield performance of both Brian O'Connell and Gary, because Gary is a really, really hard worker, and Brian complements him with, great striking and great positional sense. So, if they can win that vital area, it will be crucial for Wolfe Tones today.
Wolfe Tones a goal. Newmarket-on-Fergus a point. A lively start here to the second half. No question, or this first half, as we watch Ambrose Hagney, of course, taking the name of Anthony Sconigel Martin here in this opening period. Newmarket was certainly hit for 6 on that one as David Woods is lining up low behind the goal, waiting for direction from Ambrose Hagney. The puck out. It's into the breeze. It's going to land again just outside the 65-metre line. Up to go for this Dermot O'Rourke that's over there on the far side of the field. Jim McInerney is there trying to get it up. He's trying to get it over to this far side of the field. Patsy Keys is there. It's first time by Gareth McPhillips down to the corner. Anthony Gilmartin is there again. He's trying to get it into his hands, but Inda Barrett is there to mind the house. Again, Ronan Hehir is there. The ball breaks loose. It's going back. It's nervous moments in there, and it's kicked out for the 65. It's nervous opening moments for the market in there, Sean, but they will settle down.
Yeah, a bit of nervous, anxious, tension moments there, all right. But it's a 65. I think Shane O'Brien maybe failed to control the ball, and David Woods couldn't manage it, couldn't stop it from going over the line. So it's a 65. Well, that's to be expected in a county final, especially with Newmarket, with a relatively very young team. I think that's to be expected. So it's a 65 for Bobby McPhillips.
Bobby McPhillips, 2 goals and 24 points to his name in this championship so far, standing over the 65 and sending it straight over the bar as Wolfe Tones go in to a 1-1 to 1 point lead. Shane O'Brien, captain of the Newmarket side, with the club for the last couple of years, of course, having played underage with Tipperary down through the years as David Woods. Again inside the small square, sends it over to this side of the field, and waiting under it is Jamie Rowan. Jamie Rowan is waiting under that, and he sends it into the far side. There's Colin Ryan beaming down the goal. That was Stephen Kelly who set him up. Colin Ryan, he slips, he sends the ball over to the far side of the field, and that's David Barrett. David trying to get on the ball, he's trying to get into his hand. Brian Lohan is in there again. He still has position, he's doing his best to win the free. He delivers it in first time. Brian O'Connell is there, but it goes through to Colin Ryan, but Frank Lohan is there to cut it out as the ball heads to the far side of the field. Bernard Gaffney is over there also is Shawnee Arter. Shawnee trying to get the ball across, he does get it across. He gets it right across, but the ball just goes to the left and wide, just goes to the left and wide there by Shawnee Arter. Good work in there by David Barrett as well, held onto the ball despite immense pressure from the Wolfe Tones backs. Ray Carley with the puck out. Wolfe Tones here at this stage last year suffered defeat to the Magpies in this encounter. With the wind at his back, drops it down on top of James McInerney and Patsy Keys, but again Bobby McPhillips is there. Bobby trying to get it up, sends it out to the far side. James trying to get it up with the one hand, the ball goes out over the line, a tricky decision, but Fergie McDonough deems it a Newmarket ball. Paddy Collins standing over this one. Paddy, if you remember, made the All-Star team in Clare last year for his performances for Newmarket in the middle of the field, and of course minor and 21, and maybe a future senior star for Clare. Sends this up. Brian Lohan, recently retired. What more can we say about him? But Brian gets it up and sends it down onto the first side of the field. Patsy Key is running onto it. He's all alone. That's his own 65. Bernard Gaffney almost in doubt the leg, but it comes this time to team captain Barry Lucknane. Barry trying to get away from Bernard Gaffney, successful so far, but finding it very difficult to get in the strike. But Bernard Gaffney, brilliant work there by Bernard Gaffney. Shane O'Brien coming back, Declan O'Rourke getting a tap in the hand as he came out for that ball from Shane O'Brien. Ambrose Hagley blows for a free in for Wolfe Tones.
Yeah, a late challenge there, so a free in to Wolfe Tones. Barry Lucknane won that ball very well, maybe should have delivered it first time, but you know, it's attacking position now and a free in for Wolfe Tones to stretch their lead.
5 minutes just on the clock. Wolfe Tones 1-1. Newmarket 1 point, and over injured on the far side of the field is Declan O'Rourke, of course, who's a member of the Clare senior panel at the moment. As we said earlier on, Newmarket have won many championships, and they've won 3 in a row on 3 different occasions, and the only club in the county to win 4 in a row. And of course Wolfe Tones, founded in 67 as we said, and what a proud record they have. Started as the Shannon Airport GA club, and I suppose one of their great feats was in 1988 when they won all 8 titles in underage in both hurling and in football, as Garrett McPhillips stands over this one. 224 to his name, and this one goes straight over the bar, and Garrett McPhillips has edged the Wolfe Tones men further in front. They now lead 1-2 to 1 point from the market. 6 minutes gone in the game. The rain is just beginning to drizzle down here. It's blowing into the face of David Woods. Again, his long puck out is going to land on the 45-metre line. Up to go for it. Bernard Gaffney goes up for it. It comes to Gary O'Connell. He sends it down along the wing, going out over the line at the far side between the 65 and the 45-metre line. Wolfe Tones' experience just showing, but the nerves in the market are, well, they will eventually disappear, and we'll be in for an encounter then, because they have to settle. They will settle down, Sean, as time goes on. It's a huge occasion for them.
Yeah, a huge occasion. I think it will take 10 or 15 minutes for them to settle down, but once they won't give away any major scores before that time, they'll settle. And it does appear that when the ball goes into their forward line, they're not afraid to take on the Wolfe Tones backs. So if they can win possession and get a few scores on the board, they'll be there.
Good line ball there by Paddy Collins coming out here, but Gary O'Connell is sending it out to his brother Brian. Brian sending it down this side of the field. Declan O'Rourke going for it, but he's caught there by Paddy Gilmartin, trying to get it up, trying to go down for it. It won't come up for him. Now Declan has it up, head down as he heads towards goal. It's a dropping, dangerous ball in, but David Woods is in safe hands in there, and David has time to pick out his man and send it up along this side of the field, the main stand side of the field. is up to go for this. Ronan here is going to drop into, brilliant catch there by John Cohen, who's playing the cornerback. Gary O'Connell again, what a mark he has made at the early stages of this game, sending it over to Patsy Keys. He sends it into the centre, up goes Inda Barrett for it. Inda swings it, sends it down to this side of the field where Brian O'Connell is again waiting for it. A high ball, it doesn't travel very far. Gareth McPhillips is under it, Paddy Gilmartin, Sconey Gilmartin is into it, and Anthony comes out with it. He's fouled by Gareth McPhillips, and it's a free out in the market.
Yeah, great work by Sconey there in the corner. Take that ball well and came out, and it's a free out now for Newmarket.
8 minutes on the clock. Wolfe Tones 1-2, Newmarket 1 point in this opening period of the 2006 Pat O'Donnell sponsored County Senior Hurling Championship semi-final. Seamus Jurek on the line down here. One of the great goalkeepers of Clare Hurling is the manager at the moment out on the Newmarket side as the ball drops over there to Gary McNain. He's on his knees, but he gets it up. He's been challenged by Jim McInerney, gets in his swing, sends it down this side. James McInerney and Patsy Keys go up for it. Great, I thought it was a great catch by James McInerney, but it falls to Patsy Keys into David Woods. Again, under pressure in the early stages of this game, Ronan Heher is giving him his full attention as he sends the ball out, and Patsy Keys is outside waiting for it again. Challenged by Shane O'Brien, gets the ball in low, but coming across to get it is Paddy Gilmartin. Paddy loses that one. Again it goes out. Alan Barrett is there. Alan is there to help out. It's stalemate as Dahi O'Connell picks it up, takes a look, tries to get in his shot. It looks to be going to the right. It certainly is out over the in-line, and another wide for Wolfe Tones.
Difficult angle there for Dahi. Probably should have played it over to the far corner, maybe opened up the play a bit more, but it's the early stages yet.
David Woods wiping the hands as the rain now seems to have cleared at this stage, and again it's a puck out coming to our side of the field. Up to go for a Jamie Rohan with the one hand of Stephen Kelly, but the ball breaks loose, goes off the in-line. It goes out over the in-line. Fergie McDonough who's down there, a clash ball, so it's a throw-in down here between Stephen Kelly and Jamie Rohan. But the ball breaks to Gary O'Connell, but again John Cohen goes back for it. Jamie Rohan trying to get out with it, and referee Ambrose Hagley has said he carried the ball too far. It's a free outside the 45-metre line. It's the 45-metre line to your left, and Bernard Gaffney coming over, and if he scores this one he will be equal with Derek Quinn and Niall Gilligan as the top scorer in Clare this year. Was outstanding, of course, against a rogue in Shannon this year in the championship when he scored all of Newmarket's total of 10 points. This is between the 45 and the 65-metre line. It's right in our eye line here from the commentary box. It looks excellent from where we're standing, and that it certainly is, as Bernard Gaffney pulls the deficit back to a single goal.
Yeah, great score from Bernard there, and that really certainly is nerves now, because he's an excellent free taker on his day.
Coming up to the 11th minute, it's Wolfe Tones 1-2, Newmarket 2 points. Here in the opening half of the Senior Hurling Championship final. It's a long puck out, he's dropping on the edge of the square. Patsy Keys was there, almost had it in his hand. James McInerney goes back there. Again, one of the Clare senior panellists at the moment. Patsy Keys is deemed to have pulled his jersey, and it's a free out for Newmarket.
James seems to have settled well into the centre-back position. It's absolutely crucial because he's a key player for Newmarket today. It's
a short pass, short free across to the far side. It went off to Hurley of Bernard Gaffney, but now he's coming on in full flight. He's been tackled out there by Gary O'Connell. He's also out there, but he gets it into the centre. He's on his favourite side. But he meets the brick wall. But he turns, he takes his shot, and the ball goes to the left, to the right, and wide. And of course, not a great man to meet on the way in, Sean.
He's physically very strong, Bernard is. But unlucky there, you know, he met a couple of challenges. I suppose they took a bit out of him, but wide ball. Possibly had an option of laying the ball off to maybe someone in a better position.
Not a great man to meet on the way in was Brian Lohan I was talking about. But he got in his shot there, but the ball went to the right and went wide. 12 minutes exactly in the game. Wolfe Tones 1-2, Newmarket 2 points. Wolfe Tones looking for their second, Newmarket for their 23rd. Ray Carley In the goals again with the wind at his back. That's the 45-metre line. Up goes Shane O'Brien, blocks it down. Paddy Collins running on forward. Gary O'Connell gets there first. In the Barrett. Looks to be all, and he's the one back there. Sends a long attacking ball up to the far side of the field. Up goes Shawnee Arthur. Out there with Dermot O'Rourke. But the ball breaks through the centre. And again, big Jim McInerney is over there. But Brian, Jim McInerney gets the ball back. Gets it back to Shawnee Arthur. Gets it back to Shawnee Arthur. And that was excellent play, I must say, from Jim McInerney. Excellent
brilliant work by Jim McInerney there. Frank Lohan failed to counteract him, and Brian seemed to have control of the ball, but he took it off both and won a free in. So it's a free in for Newmarket. So with a great chance of closing the gap for Bernard Gaffney.
There's James and there's Jim on the Newmarket side. And as I said, Big Jim they call him, as Bernard Gaffney stands over this one. That's the 21-metre line over about 12 metres in from the far side of the field. He's already had 2 points on the board. Newmarket's 2 points on the board from Bernard Gaffney, 1 from play and 1 from a free, as he stands over this one. He gets the full attention of the crowd as he strikes, and the umpire points to the other one, and the ball goes over the bar. Even though Ray Carley doesn't agree with it, it doesn't really make any difference, as Bernard Gaffney cuts the deficit to 2 points. 1-2 for Wolfe Tones, 3 points for Newmarket. 14 minutes gone in the opening period of this county final. Ray Carley again with the puck out. Newmarket are well in this championship game, make no mistake about that. Up they go again, but the ball breaks this time to Alan Barrett, the minor star for Newmarket, sending it over to Gary O'Connell, but a long lunging tackle there by Shane O'Brien just missed out. The ball goes into the centre. That's Brian O'Connell. Brian taking a look, but the ball just goes up in the air. It comes down from Declan O'Rourke, tackled by Paddy Gilmartin, making room for himself, but referee Ambrose Higney has penalised Paddy Gilmartin for a foul on Declan O'Rourke, and it's a free in, and Gareth McPhillips is going to line up to take that.
Yeah, Declan O'Rourke is a very good target man for Wolfe Tones. Won that ball and took on Paddy Gilmartin, and he was pulled down. So it's a free in and a great chance for Gareth McPhillips to stretch the lead. I suppose the feature of the game so far has been the good performance of Brian O'Connell at midfield for Wolfe Tones. He's winning a lot of ball there and playing a lot of ball into the foul line. So I think Paddy Collins, or actually it's not Paddy that's marking him, it's Martin O'Hanlon, seems to would want to become tighter on him. He seems to be giving him a free run around the middle of the field at this moment in time.
Gareth McPhillips sends over his 3rd point for Wolfe Tones. It's 1-3 for the Tones. 3 points for Newmarket. 15 minutes exactly gone in this game. Again, David Woods with the puck out. Up goes Barry Lucknan sending it down along the far side of the field. Again up they go for it. Declan O'Rourke has a vital ball. He's inside Paddy Gilmartin. Again he's trying to make room for himself. He swings it, he certainly does, and he sends it over the bar. Excellent work there by Declan O'Rourke. And a real target man, Sean, as you were saying, here, and very effective as well.
Very effective, physically very strong, and the ball dropping in on top of him. Paddy Gilmartin doesn't seem to have the physical presence to keep him at bay.
David Woods again with the puck out, again trying this side of the field. Up goes Martin O'Hanlon and Brian O'Connell, but the ball breaks loose. Frank Lohan, Frank gets in half a shot. The ball goes across the field. That's Martin O'Hanlon, which is now under 21 captain this year. Maybe you heard us talking about him. He sends it into the centre. That's David Barrett, and David swings it and sends it over the bar. Now, Sean, Martin must have been listening to us.
I must have beat my words. A great run by Martin there. Won a vital ball and laid it off there to David Barrett and over the bar. A great score for the Newmarket. So a great response to Declan O'Rourke. Last point.
A big occasion for a young player, but now Martin has made his mark in this game, and David Barrett also. It's 1-4 to Wolfe Tones, 4 points to Newmarket. 16 and a half minutes gone in this opening period. The ball comes out to Shane O'Brien. Newmarket captain being tackled left, right and centre, but hand passes it out to the far side for Paddy Collins. Paddy sent a long attacking ball. This is interesting to say the least. The ball breaks to Ray Carley. He's going to be tackled. Newmarket man, but he comes out through him. He sends the ball out for Frank Lohan, who's going to set up another Wolfe Tones attack. A long dropping ball in the Barrett is under it. Dahi O'Connell is under it. Paddy Gilmartin has it in the hand, putting the head down, but he can't get out. He's tackled by Patsy Keys. Referee Ambrose Higney again penalises Patsy Keys, and it's a free out for Newmarket.
Paddy Gilmartin won a great ball there, and it was a vital ball because it dropped very dangerously on the edge of the square. So he picked up the break, read it very well. because now it's a free out for David Woods.
David Woods, that's the 20-metre line just outside the ball. As he sends it again over to this side of the field. Colin Ryan is under it, as indeed is John Cohen. But the ball is stalemating there. John Cohen trying to get it up. Brian O'Connell can't get it up. The ball is coming out, but it's first time out to this side of the field by Frank Lohan. Frank out to this side. James McInerney all on his own. He takes the assistance of Anthony Gilmartin, and Anthony's setting up and a market attack. It's going to drop in between Big Jim and Frank Lohan, but Jim McInerney, he pulls first time on it. It sends it down to the centre, but it's breaking on the 45-metre line by Gary O'Connell. Over to the far side to his brother Dahi. Oh, shouldered off the ball by Inda Barrett. Well done there to Inda, getting in first time with the big shoulder. Again over to Stephen Kelly here on this side. Stephen setting it up at the far side, sending it over to Shawnee Arter, but it's cut out by Barry Lucknane. Set out by Barry Lucknane. I know I call him Gary, but Barry Lucknane over to this side of the field, and that was Brian Lohan sending it down. Anthony Gilmartin, Ronan Heher, powerful man there in the corner. He has a look at the post. It seems to be going. It's gone to the left, just drops to the left, and wide once again for Wolfe Tones. 1-4 for Wolfe Tones, 4 points for the market, 8 heading into the 19th minute of this first half. Again, Bernard Gaffney and Barry Lucknane under it. Barry puts up the hand, but it just goes beyond that. It comes to Jim McInerney. Jim takes a look at the post. A dangerous ball across, and a brilliant point from Jim McInerney. Very good point there, Sean.
Great score from Jim McInerney. Ball broke along the sideline, and he picked it up well, and just off his right, over the bar. So narrows the gap to 2 points. The market certainly aren't overawed by the occasion so far. Certainly really putting the game up to Wolfe Tones.
Certainly Jim McInerney making his mark on this game. Mightn't have had the greatest of semi-finals, but certainly today he's the main man in the middle. As Brian O'Connell breaks through the centre, it doesn't come up for him. Shane O'Brien is out there on his own 45, sending it up along the far side of the field. Dermot O'Rourke is out there for it. Annie Arter is out there. David Barrett, he won't come into the hand. Dermot O'Rourke has it. He's been shouldered, but again it's been tapped away by David Barrett. Back to Brian Lohan, who sends it, switches the play to this side of the field. Anthony Gilmartin going back for it, taps it back into his own half. Very, very well done. Gets it up and strikes it. Excellent play from Anthony Gilmartin. Sending it up to this side. Stephen Kelly and Jamie Rohan are under it. Gary O'Connell almost picks it up, but Alan Barrett is there. Alan trying to make room for himself. He put first time on the ground to Paddy Collins, who again first times it down to the centre, down to Shawnee Arter. Shawnee Arter and Dermot O'Rourke. He can't get inside him. Dermot trying to get it into his hand. He's on his feet. He's escorted out over the in-line, and a 65 for the market. Good play from Shawnee Arter.
Great pressure there by Shawnee Arter to put Dermot O'Rourke under pressure. So it's a 65. Newmarket really working hard up front. They're putting their bodies on the line, getting in for the tackles, and really closing down the Wolfe Tones defence, not giving them any free shots.
Bernard Gaffney, the man in your picture, 65, 3 points already the top scorer in the county. 1-4 for Wolfe Tones, 5 points for the market. 21 minutes gone here in the first half. Referee Ambrose Hagney just sorting out a few things inside near the goals as Bernard lines up for this one. This will cut the deficit to 1 if he is successful. It looked good for a while, but then it went to the left and went wide. Andrew Monaghan, the umpire at that particular side of the field. Ray Carley again getting ready to puck it out for the Wolfe Tones men. The market very much in this game, and they'll be happy going in with maybe a... So far, they would be very happy, Sean.
Absolutely, yeah. As I said already, they're certainly well in this game, and they're winning, around the half back line. They seem to be fairly well on top. James McInerney winning a good lot of ball there, and I think if they can keep that going and keep the game tight, that's what they'll really be aiming for half time at least.
And that was Bobby McPhillips. Yeah. That was Bobby McPhillips again, adding another point to Wolfe Tones' tally. Bobby playing in the wing, and of course has played full forward on a number of occasions this year as well, as David Woods prepares again for the puck out for the market. 1-5 to 5 points, Wolfe Tones in the lead. Jamie Rowan and Stephen Kelly are under this one. It breaks to Jamie trying to get out before it, but Paddy Collins comes back to collect it. Hand passes it out to James McInerney. James facing his own goals. but strong on the ball, and a very strong man, Patsy Keys, as well. But the ball breaks loose. The ball to Bobby McPhillips. Bobby takes a look, and lucky for Newmarket on that occasion that the ball went just to the left and wide. Yeah. Pressure hurling from Wolfe Tones.
Yes, great pressure hurling, especially by Patsy Keys and Bobby McPhillips. Put Jan McNally under serious pressure, and he hand passed the ball really to no one, and picked up by Bobby, and lucky that it wasn't a score there.
Up to go for Martin O'Hanlon. That was Paddy Collins there. But again, over to the far side is Barry Lucknan. Barry trying to get it down. He gets it down to Patsy Keys. Patsy making room for himself, and he feeds Jamie Rohan. Gary O'Connell right down to the centre. But again, Declan O'Rourke is creating havoc inside. He's trying to get inside. Paddy Gilmartin. Brilliant tackle there from Paddy Gilmartin, in fairness to him. He gets in the hurley, he gets in the strike, and sets up the market attack. A crucial ball. Barry Lucknan is out there. He blocks it down, but Bernard Gaffney is the first man to react to it. Brian O'Connell just goes off his shoulder, out over the line. A line ball from the market.
Great tackle in there by Paddy Gilmartin. The Gilmartins combined there to stop Declan O'Rourke, and clearance up the field. Now it's a line ball for Newmarket over on the far side.
Paddy Collins standing over that one. That's the 65-metre line just to your right, just to his left and our right. That's the 65-metre line. Paddy has a super line ball. He's dropping into the centre. It's loose inside. Ray Carley is on it. He's tackled there. He's tackled by Stephen Kelly, is the man who tackled him. He's down injured at the moment, but nothing intentional, just strictly going for the ball.
Great line ball there by Paddy Collins. Just fell a bit too far ahead of David Barrett on the way in, and free out now for Wolfe Tones.
Ray Carley just taking a knock there, but it's no problem to him either, as Ambrose Hagney tells the Wolfe Tones officials no attention needed on this one. That's the edge of the small square, just aside. Wolfe Tones certainly not getting it all their own way. 1-5 to 5 points. It's going to be very interesting before this day is out, as the ball drops in again. James McInerney, Patsy Keys, but it breaks to Bobby McPhillips, almost inside the 65, sends it in low again. Oh, great work there by Dahi O'Connell. It almost come off, but Anthony Gilmartin was wise to it, sends the ball up along this side of the field. Bobby McPhillips is under it. Stephen Kelly is there as well, but the ball comes to Martin O'Hanlon. Martin trying to move it on, but the ball goes out off the leg of Stephen Kelly. It's a line ball for Wolfe Tones. Jamie Rowan standing over this one. Of course, his father, Michael, Ginger as they call him, of course, won many a championship medal and many another with his native club, 6 Mile Bridge. Jamie, that's on the 65-metre line. A good cut right into the centre. Open Martin O'Hanlon for it. Popped out of his hand. James McInerney not finding his footing very good. It comes to Ronan Heher. Ronan with the left leg. It looked, but his left leg has sent it to the left of the goal post and wide.
Difficult underfoot conditions there for James McInerney. He's finding it hard to get his feet there on a few occasions. That time he lost possession, and ball ended up wide. Yeah, conditions quite slippy out there. A little bit of rain just before the start of the game, but this one is out again into the middle of the field. Up goes Gary O'Connell, but the ball breaks to Dermot O'Rourke. Dermot is tackled by Shawnee Arter, gets in the hand pass down this side, but Shane O'Brien was there first time to send it back. Again, Frank Lohan tackled by Martin O'Hanlon in the back. This Jamie Rohan. Jamie sending across to Barry Lucknan. Barry down the centre. Patsy Keys gets in the leg tackle. Again, nothing malicious on that, just a late tackle. And I'm sure Enda Barrett will be up on his feet again in a few moments, and that he certainly is. Bernard Gaffney again going to take this one. That's in his own half of the field. 26.5 minutes gone. Wolfe Tones 1-5. Newmarket 5 points. And crucial free now for Bernard Gaffney, having missed the last one. The partner that he gets back on the score sheet again.
Just been announced 1 minute of injury time so far as Bernard Gaffney goes for this one. It's a long, long way out. Oh, that's an outstanding strike by Bernard Gaffney. An outstanding strike by Bernard Gaffney from inside his own half, and Wolfe Tones lead 1-5 to Newmarket 6 points.
Coming up to half time, the next few minutes is crucial. But Bernard Gaffney is a very, very important player to Newmarket today. His free taking is absolutely crucial to keep Newmarket in the hunt.
Ray Carley with
doing that at the minute.
Ray Carley with the puck out. Brian O'Connell. When it comes to Patsy Keys, Patsy's trying to get it up on the 45-metre line, but he's tackled there by Martin O'Hanlon. He hand passes it out to Brian O'Connell. Brian takes a nice, crisp look. Oh, that's an excellent score from Brian O'Connell. Very good score.
Great score by Brian. Got the hand pass back there and off his left side over the bar. So to stretch their lead, just coming up to stroke at half time.
1-6 to 6. Goes Bernard Gaffney. Barry McNain is there as well, but Paddy Collins can get it up, but it comes back to Shane O'Brien. Shane gets in his swing, sends it across the field, and it's coming into the hands of David Barrett. David sends it across. That's Stephen Kelly over to the far side of the field. Just coming out to get it. He's going to be tackled this time by John Cohn. Stephen Kelly trying to get into John Cohn, but Alan Barrett is there. Alan again sends a high dropping ball in. They're inside under it. Jim McEnroe is inside under it. David Barrett is inside under it. Oh, the ball just broke. It just broke for Dermot O'Rourke as Paddy Collins seemed to be beaming down a goal. Barry Lucknan coming back. Again the ball pops out of his hand. Again it comes across, and again it goes straight over the pair. That's an excellent score, and again, Sean, we have seen Jim McInerney making an impact in that and setting up David Barrett for that score.
Absolutely, Jim McInerney is really working extraordinarily hard in there in the heart of the Newmarket forward line, and he's putting his weight around there, and he's working really hard. He's closing down all the Wolfe Tones backs. So that score has come directly out of his great work.
Ray Carley again with the puck out. What a battle is going on there with Patsy Keys in the middle. Bobby McPhillips is taken out of his hand by Alan Barrett. Alan trying to get in his hurry, but the powerful Bobby McPhillips gains position, sends it across, and a ball again going to the right and going wide.
Yeah, that's a bad wide for Wolfe Tones now coming up to half time. Nothing between the teams. Absolutely nothing.
We're in injury time, and that's the end of the first half. Ambrose Hagney is called into the first half. Wolfe Tones 1-6, Newmarket 7 points. Newmarket will be happy, Sean.
They certainly will, yeah. It's turning out to be a bit of just a dogfight between the teams. Really, really close call between all the teams, right from the very start. So it's interesting second half. No really defining moment in the game so far. Probably the goal, I suppose, that separates the team. Just 2 points between them, Dahi O'Connell's goal. So we're really looking forward to the second half.
Yes, the Dahi O'Connell goal at the early stages has given Wolfe Tones a 1-6 to 7 point lead here at half time. Now to get underway, players are lined up. Wolfe Tones 1-6, Newmarket 7 points. As Ambrose Hagney gets the second half into action, and down we go to the far side of the field, and heading over to the corner, Dermot O'Rourke will substitute Martin Murphy on the team. Martin sending the ball across to the far side, but again Jamie Rowan is over there. Colin Ryan to his assistance, he gets it up. He swings it, he sends it up to the far side of the field. Kevin McCarthy replaces Ronan Hare on the Wolfe Tones team, and the ball breaks to Bobby McPhillips over on that side. Gary O'Connell goes in there with the shoulder, as indeed it's stalemate in the middle of the field. Bach comes along, tries to get the ball up, but it comes down to the centre, and there's Martin O'Hanlon. Martin, again the ball dropping out of his hand, but sending it over to the far side. The marker on the attack, that's Shawnee Arthur. Shawnee zipping aside his man, sells the dummy, takes the look, and sends the ball straight over the bar. Now that's the start that Newmarket needed here in the second half.
Brilliant score there by Shawnee Arthur. Won a great ball there, great ball in for Martin O'Hanlon, a low ball into the corner, and Shawnee has really put his name on the scoreboard with an excellent strike, and to bring the game down now to just 1 point.
1 point between the sides. Shawnee Arthur sending the dummy there to John Cohn, as Ray Carley again prepares for the puck out. Landing down, up goes Kevin McCarthy for his first ball between Shane O'Brien, but it comes out there, and that side is in the Barrett on the ground, but it comes again to captain Shane O'Brien. Shane sending it down to the centre. Dermot O'Rourke all alone, sending it back up again. A high dropping ball, dropping on the edge of the semicircle, but it breaks loose again to Inda Barrett. Inda taking across the far side of the field, being challenged, and well challenged by Garrett McPhillips as well. Again, he's on the ground. There's stalemate there, but it's pushed out to Gary O'Connell. Again, it comes to Dahi. Dahi gets in the swing. It's short. It's going to drop, and it's going to dribble out over the in-line and wide ball.
Yeah. Notice that in the Barrett has come out to into centre back and switch with James McNerney. James now playing on the right corner. So in the Barrett, no position for him for the second half.
In the Barrett, as Sean said, he's out centre. James McInerney marshalling Dahi O'Connell in the corner at the moment. David Woods did absolutely nothing wrong in the first half, played very, very well, sending the ball down along this side of the field, inside the 45-metre line. Up goes Frank Lohan, bats the ball out to the centre of the field, but the ball goes out over the line, and it's a Newmarket ball. Paddy Collins going over there to take it. That's the 65-metre line over there. Wolfe Tones 1-6, Newmarket 8 points, 3 minutes gone, almost 3 minutes gone here in the second half. Paddy with the cut, it's low, but it makes its way across to Jim McInerney, one of the stars of the first half. It comes out of his hand, but Frank Lohan is there, but Bernard Gaffney is in there before anybody, gives the shoulder to Bobby McPhillips, but Bobby gets the block in. He collects it. He's trying to swing it. He sends it out to Frank Lohan, the hand pass. Frank is surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4 Newmarket fellas as he sends the ball out to Jamie Rowan. But referee Ambrose Hagney has said he over-carried the ball. Is this an opportunity for Newmarket to get back on level terms?
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, hard call there now, and Frank didn't seem to take too many steps, but Ambrose has the final call in it. So Bernard Gaffney, almost in front of goals, could tie up the match and really put the pressure back on Wolfe Tones for the first time.
Bernard Gaffney, 55 metres out, dead straight in front of the goal. It's 1-6 for Wolfe Tones. It's 8 points for Newmarket. And Bernard with his strike. And it goes straight over the bar. It goes over the bar. Anxious moments for a pile. Newmarket are back on level terms. 1-6 to 9 points for Newmarket. 4 minutes gone here in the second half. The excitement is building up here in Cusick Park. Ray Carley in no hurry. Newmarket are on the momentum here. There's no question about that. 1-6 to 9. And they have the winds at their back. They have the wind at their back here in the second half.
It's picking up actually since half time, and it's definitely favouring Newmarket now, playing into the town goal in the second half.
Out to the far side of the field. That's Phillips out there on the far side, but it comes to Gary O'Connell. Gary tries to get the ball in, but it goes in low. It comes into Declan O'Rourke. Declan again being challenged there. Again the stick going in there from Martin O'Hanlon. And Ambrose Hagney just having a small word with Martin saying, you can't do that. Garrett McPhillips again coming out to take this one. 3 points in the first half. 1 from play, 2 from frees. On the 45-metre line. It'll just show you the influence of Dahi O'Connell in the first half when James McInerney goes back as Garrett McPhillips stretches the Wolfe Tones lead again, back in the lead again by 1 point. Sean, I was just saying James McInerney back on Dahi. It's a big call because he's an outstanding centre back.
Yeah, big call. But I think he has had problems with injuries for the last couple of games, so maybe that's partly to play in it. Having said that, in the Barrett is well capable of men in the centre position, so we'll see how the second half will pan out here.
Team captain Barry Rignan getting that ball out but going out over the line, and again it's a line ball for Newmarket. 1-7 for Wolfe Tones, 9 points for Newmarket. 6 minutes almost in the second half gone. As both players and everybody waits for a ball on the sideline. Paddy Collins has one in his hand. Fergie McDonough down there. There's now 2 status on the field. Now there's only 1 as Paddy Collins looks for a tee, I'd say, Sean, to drive this one in.
Yeah, normally very good sideline striker, so let's see how this one will go.
Paddy with this one inside the 65, landing inside in the front of the goals. Again, referee Ambrose Hagney sees an infringement in there, and he seems to be penalising, looks like penalising Frank Lohan for pulling the jersey. Maybe Dermot O'Rourke, but he penalises one of those players, and it's a free in, and it's the black book. I think it's Frank Lohan, but anyway, what difference does it make? It's a free in for Newmarket. Yeah. Certainly one of those players penalised for.
Lohan brothers, a question decision there, but it's a free in. So, an opportunity for Bernard Gaffney to tie the scores again.
Bernard Gaffney on the 20-metre line, just in the edge of the semicircle.
Could he go for a goal here?
His style will always tell you he looks like going for a goal, but my bet is he's going for the point as he steps up. And how wrong I was again, as Ray Carley, a brilliant catch right into his chest, and it's a free out. And I honestly thought, Sean, a point would have been brilliant that time to bring the scores back level again, but that was his decision.
Obviously, from the sideline there, but maybe better off to take his point and level the match again. And again, the sun was shining and the goalie's eyes, so maybe it was an opportunity.
Yeah. Ray Carley, ball straight into his chest, took position and won the free out. As we enter the 8th minute of the game, it's 1-7 to 9 points here in the second half. A long ball into the wind. It's dropping right down between players, but Patsy Keys is the man that breaks it. It comes out, that's Jamie Rowan I see in there, but it's coming away now to Colin Ryan. Colin, in full flight, has moved out the field. He sends a dangerous ball in. Nobody in front of the goal at the moment with Ray Carley, but the ball falls out of his hand. He's now been tackled by David Barrett and looking to get in the swing that way. Sends it out to this side of the field. Up goes Shane O'Brien. The ball breaks loose and Big Jim is there. Jim McInerney. Jim takes a glancing look, but the ball just goes to the right and wide. Just goes to the right and wide as Brian O'Connell seems to be down injured there in the middle of the field, and the referee calling for attention. This game could go any way, Sean, with the way the pattern of the game has gone now.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's there for the taking. Whoever really wants it most now at this stage, and there's no real pattern developing the game. It's a real dour struggle. Nothing between the teams. Absolutely nothing.
Will there be a moment in this game that will stand out and give the advantage to one or the other? At the moment, you'd have to say the biggest advantage is probably fallen to Daithí O'Connell in the opening 2 minutes of the game. But is there a bigger pattern to come in this one? Time will tell. 9 minutes, just over 9 minutes gone here in the second half. Wolfe Tones 1-7, Newmarket 9 points, 1 point between the sides. Again, Ray Carley waiting for instructions to puck this ball out from referee Ambrose Hagney. That he gets and that he does, sending it over to the far side of the field. Ball, that was Alan Barrett, but it comes back to Jamie Rowan. Jamie again out over the sideline, and it's a line ball for Newmarket.
He has to say that Newmarket are putting real pressure on Wolfe Tones all over the pitch. They're really getting in the tackles and the challenges and the hooks and the blocks. And I think that's playing a huge part in them. There's a great score now. A short line ball from Paddy Collins to Colin Ryan, and that was definitely one of the scores of this game. A brilliant point there from Colin Ryan. His first point of the game has level matters up again. Wolfe Tones 1-7, Newmarket 10 points. 10 minutes gone in the game. An outstanding point there. Great score from distance, from way out on the far side of the sideline. So we're level again here in Cooley.
Newmarket are really warming up to this challenge. They're more than in this game as the ball is poked out into the centre. That's the 45-metre line is up to go for it. Patsy Keys puts out the hand and in it comes to it. Kevin McCarthy sends a dangerous dropping ball in across the goal, but Anthony Gilmartin taking full control of it. Garrett McPhillips robbing him aside the edge of the square, comes out to Declan O'Rourke. He's trying to get in his swing. He sends it across, but it heads out to the far sideline. Alan Barrett and Daithí O'Connell on the way out for it. Daithí winning the race so far, but not the ball yet. But Alan Barrett is still there, full challenge ahead as it comes down. Jamie Rowan beaming down a goal. Paddy Collins giving him the shoulder. Ball goes out over the line, and it's 65 for Wolfe Tones.
Yeah, Paddy Collins was hovering back there in the defensive role, and he unfortunately kicked the ball out over the line for the 65. I have to say that the Newmarket backs are really tight today, really, really close. Sconey won that great ball the minute it dropped into the square, attacked the ball very well.
Great play by Anthony Gilmartin, as Sean must say, but fair play to Garrett McPhillips as well, who robbed him at the last minute. It's now a 65, and Garrett coming out to take it over on the far side of the field there with linesman Martin Leahy. About 3, maybe 4 metres in from the sideline. No, Wolfe Tones 1-7, Newmarket 10 points. It's all to play for as Garrett takes a look. He strikes, but the ball goes to the left and it goes wide. It's stalemate in Cusick Park. for the 2006 Pat O'Donnell sponsored County Senior Hurling semi-final. The winners of this, I'm almost sure, will play Brewery from Limerick, who won their first title in over 100 years in Limerick. But that's another matter for another day as Jamie Rohan gets it up. But he's blocked down there on the far side of the field. Colin Ryan sending a ball in to the far side. David Barrett is under it. Brian Lohan, now the helmet discarded, coming out with one of his most famous runs out past the 45. Hand passes it out to Barry Lucknahan, team captain. Barry is challenged by the opposing captain Shane O'Brien. Nothing malicious, but it's a free up to Wolfe Tones at this stage on the 65-metre line.
Yeah, late tackle there on Barry Lucknahan. You can see Brian has done the red helmet now, so he's really up, and a great attacking move there by Brian from the full back line. So interesting to see now, great opportunity here maybe to put him in the lead again, Bobby McPhillips. See, they've changed free taking duties again now to Bobby.
McPhillips brothers have exchanged free taking duties. The yellow card there for Newmarket captain Shane O'Brien. As he stands, his own 65 is on your right hand side there. It's almost on the middle of the field. He takes a strike. It has the distance. It certainly has that, but again it goes to the left and it goes wide. It's still 1-7. Newmarket 10 points, 13 minutes gone here in the second half.
That's two crucial scores. So will they count at the end of the day? Time will tell.
David Woods with the puck out. Coming down to this side, Jim McInerney inside under it again, but up goes John Cohen, but it breaks. Shawnee Arthur trying to keep it in play. It's not kept in play, and it's a line ball for Newmarket over on the far side of the field. There's an injury over on the far side of the field. I'm not quite sure who it is, Sean. It's a long way over from here.
Difficult to see from here.
It just could be Shawnee Arthur. I'm not quite sure. It could be Shawnee Arthur over on the far side of the field. And that it certainly is. But the magic bottle is going to work wonders here as Shawnee makes his way back as Paddy Collins lines up yet another line ball for the market. The sides are level. 14 minutes gone. 16 minutes left here in this game. Paddy, by his standards, should drop this one into the danger area. And in it goes. But it's brilliantly blocked out there. And there's Brian O'Connell is there, but Gary O'Connell coming out with it. Gary gets the swing, sends it up and past the halfway line. In the barrel coming out, challenged by Patsy Keys, but it breaks out to the far side to Paddy Collins. Paddy takes it out, sends it into the edge of the square. Up they go for it. The ball breaks out, and it's the 65. It could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, great ball in by Paddy Collins. And I think they got Jennifer Rourke got his hurley to it, and it's a 65, so an opportunity for the market to go into the lead.
The market are piling on the pressure here in the latter stages of this game. Wolfe Tones, as we said, favourites going into this game, but that means absolutely nothing at this stage as the sides are level. Exactly halfway through the second half. And Bernard Gaffney, who had the opening point of this game, can he put the market back into the lead again? He lifts, he strikes, it looks good, it is good, it's straight over the bar, and Newmarket are back into the lead for the first time since the opening minute of the game. Newmarket in the lead, Sean, the wind at their backs.
Yeah, absolutely crucial score now. The Tones now will have to raise the game now at this stage. They're under siege for the past 10 minutes, so it's up to the Tones now to take the initiative if they really want to win this game.
It's really pushing it up to the favourites here in this game as the ball drops down in the centre again. There's Colin Ryan is over there with Jamie Rohan. Collins moved out now to the half-forward line, Shawnee Arthur, but the ball breaks aside. John Cohen is the man heading for the ball, but Shawnee Arthur gets the tackle in. Again, it's stalemate over there as the powerful men come out with it. Out to this side, that was John Cohen. First time by Kevin McCarthy up to the far side of the field. Ball out over the line, and again, it's a line ball for the market.
Yeah, that clearance there. So gives the initiative back to the market again, so they're really ready to set up another attack. Midfield and the Wolfe Tones half-hour line seem to be gone out of the game for the past 10 minutes, so they need someone to step up to the mark there and start winning possession.
Paddy Collins again lining up to take this line ball. 16 and a half minutes gone. Newmarket in the lead, 11 points to 1-7. Paddy between his own 45 and the 65-metre line, sending a fantastic ball up the centre. It's first time down. Brian Lohan getting the stick in there to David Barrett. David just showing referee Ambrose saying what happened. He's not that interested, I'd say. But anyway, that's the rules of the game as it stands at the moment. It's ferocious tackling here from Gary O'Connell. Gary coming over it. He's had a very, very good county final. Ball coming up to the far side. It's going out. Patsy Keys going out for it. But Inda Barrett is trying to get there first. He does. Bobby McPhillips comes along. Brilliant work from Inda Barrett. He comes out, the team captain, Barry Lucknan. Barry has a look. It's dropping. It's dropping well wide to the right-hand side of the post. And again, Newmarket stay in the lead, 11 points to 1-7.
Yeah, it has to be said that Inda Barrett at centre back has really tied up Patsy Keys since he came out there, and they seem to be controlled now in the half back line. It's surprising actually that Wolfe Tones are not maybe moving Declan O'Rourke maybe out toward the middle of the field to win some possession for them.
And no sooner, Sean, had you said, and Declan O'Rourke coming out to the centre half forward position, and in the barrel, Patsy Keys going in to Max Paddy Gilmartin inside in the full forward position. A player who can have a serious bearing on this game is Declan O'Rourke. But anyway, the ball drops in inside the 45-metre line. Coming out with it at the far side. Again, it's Gary O'Connell kicking the ball. Hit the ball. Dahi O'Connell getting onto it. Dahi trying to make room for himself. He's fouled, and it's a free, and he's driving on the Wolfe Tones side as they're a point down with 12 minutes left in the game. 18 minutes gone.
Gary O'Connell have really set up to the mark today. I think his great performance, his work rate is phenomenal out around the middle of the field, and he's dragged Wolfe Tones back into position now again where they can go back and maybe get level on level terms.
Frank Lohan from his own 65, again dropping it into the square. Up they go for it. Patsy Keys has grabbed it. He's trying to get through. He's trying to swing. It's only hit on. Brilliant goal from Garrett McPhillips. And a move that we thought would work further out. Patsy Keys, to his credit, grabbed it and set it up Garrett McPhillips. And that's a crucial goal for Wolfe Tones.
Absolutely, yeah. The switch and work wonders already. In the space of 2 minutes it has worked.
That's a crucial goal for Wolfe Tones. It's 2-7 for Wolfe Tones. 11 points for the market. 19 minutes gone in the second half. 11 left. David Barrett takes his shot, but that one goes to the right and wide. But we mentioned earlier on what could be the most crucial part of this game. We may have just seen it. 2-7 Wolfe Tones. 11 points in the market. Again, Ray Carley with the puck out. Again, the puck out. Martin O'Hanlon is hobbling in the middle of the field, waiting for attention. But again, it's a free for the market as Martin O'Hanlon now receives attention in the middle of the field.
Yeah, the market this year now needs some steady heads.
There's Martin there.
Here and get back and get a score. The pressure is being put back on them now by that last goal. So we wait the next 10 minutes will be absolutely crucial.
Martin O'Hanlon down injured. But that was a big score for Wolfe Tones. It's 2-7 to 11 points. And looking down on the sideline, Brian Bino McMahon is warming up on the sideline. Nobody warming up on the Wolfe Tones side yet. Brian Bino, who came on in the semi-final. I think he came on in the corner forward position as Seamus Jurek sends him on. That's Martin O'Hanlon you see down injured, but Brian McMahon going on, and we'll keep an eye on for who's coming off here, off the Newmarket side. And it looks, we'll keep an eye on who's coming off here. That's Martin O'Hanlon coming off. Martin O'Hanlon going off injured. Brian Bino McMahon taking his place in the middle of the field. A big loss for the market when they didn't really need it as Bernard Gaffney signs it up and sets that one straight over the bar. That's a big score from Bernard Gaffney.
Great response there from Bernard Gaffney now. Great response. 90 metres out. Little strike. So bring it back to 1 point game again.
His sixth score of the day brings the deficit back down to 1 again. 2-7 Wolfe Tones, 12 points in the market. A lot of hurling left in this game. 9 minutes left. Into the middle of the field it comes. Up they go for it. Excellent play there by Shane O'Brien, sending it down to the far side. Brian Bino McMahon, first time on the ball in this play, gets in the swing, sends up in the market attack, sends it down to the far side. Martin Murphy there. Martin penalised. Martin has been penalised there for a free out, and it's a free out for Wolfe Tones, with Frank Lohan looking like the man that's going over to take it.
Yeah, Brian Bino has come into the game there and won a crucial ball there. Now it's a free from
Frank Lohan. Dropping down on top of probably Patsy Keys again.
45-metre line just behind his back there as a long delivery is heading up for the corner. Bobby McPhillips is under it and James McInerney as well, but it comes out this time. Inda Barrett, he has done very, very well at centre half back. He gets the ball out. Brilliant first time play by Shane O'Brien. The captain sends it out to the far side of the field. It comes in this time to David Barrett, trying to get it up with one hand, but Martin Murphy, but Frank Lohan is there. Frank is tackled, and again it's a crucial free out and great player. It almost came up for David Barrett there, which would have set up an Newmarket attack, but instead Frank Lohan again is going to be a long relieving free for Wolfe Tones.
Frank has won the last couple of balls there. Crucial that he's on top of his game for Wolfe Tones, and he certainly has got a grip in the game now at this stage.
1 point between the sides. 7.5 minutes left in this county final, plus injury time or extra time. Up they goes for it. Patsy Keys goes up for it. Paddy Gilmartin first times it out to the side of the field. That's Alan Barrett. He comes along. It comes to Declan O'Rourke. Declan sending it in and sending it over the bar. Declan sending it in and sending it over the bar.
Crucial score by Declan there now. The switch has worked well from both counts. Declan has got a point from centre forward, and definitely Patsy Keys has worked very well inside.
That's Declan O'Rourke's second score of the game. Wolfe Tones are back in a 2-point lead, but it's still to play for. And coming out with it, trying to make room for himself, is Brian Lohan. And Brian sends it down along this side. Again, in the Barrett is in under it. He gets it in. He gets his strike down the centre. It comes to Colin Ryan. If he gets it up, it'll be a danger. He's putting the head down. He's taking a look. And he sends it as a brilliant point from Colin Ryan, bringing the deficit again back to 1 point for Newmarket.
Great response by Colin Ryan there. Lovely strike on the run over the bar. Back to 1 point.
His second point of the day, both of them outstanding so far. Ray Carley with the puck out, 1 point between the sides. Down into the middle of the field, up they go for it. That's Declan O'Rourke, first time again. Brian Beano McMahon trying to get the ball back to Inda Barrett. It doesn't come. It comes to Kevin McCarthy. Oh, he's been blocked down there by Inda Barrett. It goes to Gary O'Connell. Gary sending it in. Oh, this is a dangerous, dangerous ball. But Paddy Gilmartin almost had control of it. It's loose. It's dangerous. It comes to Bobby McPhillips. He has it up. He sends it into the centre. Garrett McPhillips again. But again, it's blocked down this time by James McInerney. Trying to get it up for the second time. And Garrett McPhillips again. A crucial score for Wolfe Tones.
Great persistence there by Garrett McPhillips. Got blocked down, but had the nerve and this hold his feet, get back to his right side and over the bar. So they're stretching into a small lead at this stage, the crucial stage of the game.
1 goal and 5 points for Garrett McPhillips. Again, Colin Ryan trying to make room. He takes a look, but the ball goes off his hurley. It's a dangerous ball that goes in. Ray Carley, safe hands inside the goal as the ball comes out here between both captains here in the middle of the field, Barry Lucknan and Shane O'Brien. But again, it breaks loose. In the Barrett, he's back there. He's shielding it on his own 45-metre line, and Ambrose Higney calls play. It's going to be a throw-in just outside the Newmarket 45-metre line. Both players pull, nothing hit. Ball breaks loose again. Again, Barry Lucknan kicking it in to the attacking ball, but Jamie Rowan heading over to the far side. In hot pursuit is Colin Ryan. He'll hardly make it. He doesn't. Jamie Rowan sending it up to the far side of the field. Up they go for it again. That's David Barrett, but it breaks to Gary O'Connell. There's a big... The ball goes to the right, but referee Ambrose Higney has blown anyway, and it's a free out for Newmarket.
Crucial stage of the game now. Wolfe Tones have a grip 2-point lead, so the next 3 or 4 minutes will be crucial.
4.5 plus injury left in the game. 2-9 for Wolfe Tones, 13 points for Newmarket, 2 points between the sides as David Woods, about 25, 30 metres out, sending it in. It's dropping inside the 13-metre line. Up to go for it, Jamie Rowan. What a ball he has hit in the last couple of minutes. Again, that one moves out of the way. It's pressure hurling now as John Cohn comes out, setting up Brian O'Connell. Brian up along this side of the field. Up goes Declan O'Rourke with the hurley. Now he takes it up, sends in a low ball. It shouldn't be any problem to David Woods in there. It certainly isn't, as Newmarket have moved down the field in full attack. Again, it comes down to this side of the field. Up they go for it. That was Frank Lohan. It comes to Gary O'Connell again in the middle of the field. Up there, Shane O'Brien and Barry Lucknan. Dahi O'Connell coming out for it. In hot pursuit is Alan Barrett, but it comes out to this side to Bobby McPhillips. Right across to the corner flag at the far side. Garrett McPhillips the man who could change this game so far, sends it across all on his own, but he overhits it to Barry Luckney, and it comes to Paddy Collins. Paddy trying to get control of it, he does, but he sends it down to Kevin McCarthy. Kevin from his own 65, and that is a crucial score for Wolfe Tones. Make no mistake about that, as Kevin McCarthy sends it over from his own 65.
Opens up a 3-point lead. Paddy Collins got into a bit difficult. He was pressurised, and short clearance over the bar by Kevin McCarthy.
3 points between the sides, 3 minutes left in the game. Just 3 points between them. Down here on the far side of the field is Bernard Gaffney, 2-10, 13 points for the market, 2-10 for Wolfe Tones. 27.5 minutes gone. Bernard Gaffney cutting this one across the goals. It's coming into the hands again. It's loose, but again coming out with it. Brian Lohan coming out with it, sending up a Wolfe Tones attack. They will have learned from last year. How much did they learn as the ball drops down into the centre? It comes to James McInerney. James into the centre again. But again, that man, Gary O'Connell, who has been outstanding here in this game, up to the far corner. Anthony Gilmartin and Gareth McPhillips getting to know each other. McPhillips gets ahead this time. He takes a look. He takes a big look. And there's a big, fantastic score from Gary McPhillips, who has really turned this game on its head in the second half.
Gareth has really turned in a great second half performance, get crucial scores. And it's noticeable there that Brian Lohan has really commanded the square there and coming with some great clearances in the last 5 minutes.
Shane Liddy has come onto the Newmarket team instead of Paddy Collins. Shane Liddy making his way onto the Newmarket team, Paddy Collins making way. Two goals and 11 points for Wolfe Tones. Newmarket 13 points. 28.5 minutes gone here in this second half. Out it goes. There's the new man, Shane Liddy. In hot pursuit is Gary O'Connell again. Ball going out over the line, and it's a line ball for Wolfe Tones on the far side of the field. 2 minutes of injury time on the board. 2 minutes of injury time. Our Wolfe Tones 2 minutes plus away from their second ever County Senior Hurling Title.
Newmarket really need a goal now at this stage to have a hope of getting back into this game.
Dahi O'Connell in position. He's robbed by Colin Ryan. Alan Barrett trying to get the swing in, but again the ball goes off. It goes off, and it's a line ball for Wolfe Tones. It's a line ball for Wolfe Tones on the far side of the field, almost in the dead centre.
The crucial breaks now seem to be going with Wolfe Tones in the last few minutes. So if they can just hold the position they have, they'll go on to win their second county championship.
That's Dahi O'Connell down getting assistance over on the far side of the field. They're in pole position for their second county title, as it looks like Declan O'Rourke is lining up to take this line ball. And Declan cuts it neatly in. It's going to drop outside the 20-metre line. Again, Paddy Gilmartin is there to send it down to the far side of the field. Under attack, Dermot O'Rourke is there. Martin Murphy was there. Brian O'Connell. Brian moving it up along the far side of the field. He's trying to get it up, but it's stalemate here again. Again, David Barrett, great work sending the ball into the centre. Shawnee Arthur is there, but Ray Carley never took his eye off that one as it bounced straight into his hand and over to the far side of the field. Up again they go for it. Sconey Gilmartin is over there on the far side. Won the free tackle there, and again setting up another Newmarket attack. A goal certainly wouldn't go astray for Newmarket on this time. Sean, they really need a goal.
Really need a goal now at this stage, yeah. The probably hope is to drop the ball into the square, and with the sun in their eyes, one never knows. 4
points between the sides, 2-11 for Wolfe Tones. Newmarket 13 points. We're in injury time here in the 2006 County Senior Hurling Final. Standing over this one is Alan Barrett. Alan dropping it in, a dangerous ball. It's gone dropping the edge of the square. It's met first time. It's taken out by Brian O'Connell out to the far side. That was a dangerous ball. Dermot O'Rourke is there. Dermot, I was almost certain that was a 65, but the umpire has said different. It's not. It's a puck out now for Wolfe Tones, who are now almost certainly county champions of 2006.
Newmarket have to win this puck out if they have any hope of getting back into this game.
I suppose, Sean, when we look back on it, there's no doubt the Gareth McPhillips goal was a big score.
The turning point of the game, and the move of Declan O'Rourke, I suppose, to centre forward, with Patsy Keys, that switch I think also the performance, I says, of Gary O'Connell around the middle of the field, Gary O'Connell right through the match, but especially in the second half, he has really took the game to Newmarket.
That he certainly has. Again, James McInerney in full fly past the halfway line, sending it down to the centre. Bernard Gaffney trying to get inside Brian Lohan. He can't. Back there is Brian O'Connell. Brian first times it out, and Frank Lohan all on his own on the 65 sends it over to this far side of the field. It's going to bounce right in front of Declan O'Rourke. Declan takes a look. He takes a strike, but the ball goes to the left and goes wide. 2-11 for Wolfe Tones, 13 points from the market. We're now almost on full time here. We're well into injury time. Colin Ryan takes a look, sends the ball in. It's dropping in, but Ray Carley again, who's been superb this afternoon, sending it out to the far side of the field. Up to go for it. Colin Ryan again trying to do his best out there, again in position. Really come into the game in the last 15 minutes. Sends it in. Up goes Bernard Gaffney for it. He takes the strike. Oh, that's a brilliant stop. That's a brilliant stop by Brian O'Connell. And that's a brilliant stop, and what a way to finish as Wolfe Tones capture their second County Senior Hurling Championship final with a 2-11 to 13 victory, 13-point victory over the market here in Cusack Park this afternoon. Deserving winner, Sean, overall, we'd say.
Winners overall, but you have to give credit to Newmarket. Really took the game to them right to the very end, and Bernard Gaffney there had the shot and goal just at the death. But credit to Wolfe Tones all over the field. They rose their game in the last 20 minutes when the pressure was really on them, and looked if Newmarket were going to dictate the second half. They got a grip around the middle of the field and the switch from the full forward to centre forward. And I think also, like City said, that Brian Lohan and Frank Lohan in the last 10 or 15 minutes weren't found wanting. So second county title to Wolfe Tones.
Wolfe Tones victorious 2006 County Senior Hurling Champions on a scoreline of 2 goals and 11 points for Wolfe Tones. Newmarket 13 points.
Bwalam Cogardas a Horton Goffern a Socleha Brassport tool of Viego Anown. August Cogardas is fresh and done Retor August Amol Tour. On behalf of the Clare County Board, I'd like to pay tribute to both clubs there today on a fine performance. Unfortunately, there can only be one winner, and I'd like to pay tribute to a gallant Newmarket team, and I've no doubt you have youth on your side and you will be back. And I say fair play to you to Newmarket, and give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome our President Tom Malone here, who has travelled down from Milltown Malbay. Tom, you're very, very welcome, and it's great to see you at our games. To our sponsor, Pat O'Donnell, a very, very warm welcome to you here today to Cusack Park. The first thing I have to do before we hand over to Canon Hamilton to Barry Lucknan is to present the Martin Donnelly top scorer, and I'm going to ask Pascal Hines on behalf of Martin Donnelly to present it to Bernard Gaffney. And now to the Man of the Match award, sponsored by the Clare County Board, and it goes to, I suppose, he played a great game in the semi-final and he played a better game today, and that's to Patsy Keys. Well done, Patsy. It's been 10 years since this Cameron Hamilton trophy went to Wolfe Tones. You have been great ambassadors, and you are great ambassadors for Clare in GAA. And now a call on Pat O'Donnell to present the Canon Hamilton to Barry Lucknan, a great captain for Wolfe Tones. Well done, Barry.
Tána Harsarum on Current Shaw, a Glaga, a Sphera Mini, Wolfe Tones a Shana! I suppose I better start by thanking our many sponsors, including R&R Construction. Everyone involved in our great club. There's so many of you. Everyone from our chairman, Tony O'Connell, to our great groundsman, Mick Kelly, and even to Bill in the bar. I'd like to thank a Wolfe Tones legend who gave many of us that first ever jersey when we played for Wolfe Tones, and was still here today giving it to us, the legend Johnny Cregan. I'd like to thank our spiritual leader, Father Colm Hogan, the politician, Tony Mulcahy, a man that wears his heart in his sleeve but would give absolutely anything for Wolfe Tones hurling, Paul Fitzpatrick. To a man that stuck with us for the last 2 years when things were going bad, never gave up faith in us, the mighty Pat O'Rourke. Finally, I'd like to thank our supporters who've been absolutely brilliant, not only today, but all this year, and especially last year. The reception you gave us last year was a real driving force this year. So thank you very much. Finally, to Newmarket, we know how you feel. We were there last year. You're a very young side, and I've no doubt that this is not your last final. 3 cheers for Newmarket. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Now back to the gaff for one serious party. Woo!
What's the photograph with the Barry. Barry. Photograph with the patting or something. Thanks, mate.
Done, Bob.
Frank, first of all, let me congratulate you on a marvellous success for Wolfe Tones.
Yeah, a great win for us today. Yeah, we're absolutely thrilled with it. We just about got through. Newmarket were very strong, and we just got started the crucial scores towards the end of the second half that saw us home. So we're delighted.
Tough game out there, Frank.
Yeah. County finals aren't easily won anyway, and that's our experience anyway. We've been in 3 finals and we've won 2, and we've never found them easy to win them. But we're delighted with the result today.
You've had a lot of success with the county. How does this rate with all those big successes you've had down through the years?
Yeah, I suppose I haven't had too much success lately, but this is great. It's great for the club, great for to see so many people recognised out in the field here afterwards, and great for the set of individuals that are involved, particularly after coming from our losing last year. So it's tremendous for us now. We're really thrilled with it.
Not that you might be that anxious to give advice to them, but based on last year, what did you learn from last year to this year?
Well, yeah, maybe I'd have a different view to other lads, but like in the end of the day, we had a shot in the last minute. I was going for the roof of the corner, and it was a brilliant save. And we would have won by a point if that went in. It didn't, and we lost by 2. So like we prepared well last year, and just in the final we were beaten by a better team on the day. This year we prepared well again, and we got to the final, and thankfully we just made it count.
Frank, congratulations. Brilliant to see you winning that. A great player over the years. Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, man.
Again, Ray, congratulations on a great success. What was it like looking from one end of the field to the other?
It was one hellraiser of a game from start to finish. I'd say it was a brilliant, I don't know, I'd say for a spectator, I'd say it was a great game to watch today. For both sides, no matter who won or lost, it was a great game, I'd say, to watch from the sideline.
As the game unfolded, was there any time during the game that you felt that maybe the attacks were coming a little more frequent than you would expect, or that you'd be happy with?
They did all right in the second half. We were a bit slow coming off the mark in the second half, but then I suppose the real clincher for us was the second goal. I think that knocked Newmarket's heads down. And that was the winning of the game, I think, anyhow. That drove us on to win it, especially after last year losing in the county final. We were probably the best team in the county last year, but just didn't go our way on the day.
It just shows you, though, Ray, as you said, it's a very thin line between success and failure, and a very thin line, as you have learned.
It is a thin line, but it's, well, I suppose the way some people say, you have to lose one to win one. We done that, and it made us stronger this year to come on and win it.
Great boost to Wolfe Tones going into at the end of 2006. A great boost and making up, no doubt, for 2005 in some way.
Well, I suppose it does, but it's still in the back of your mind, I suppose, always losing one, especially for me last year, because I was captain last year, and it'll be something I'll never forget, I suppose. But this one takes a small bit of that bite out of it.
Ray, as I said, congratulations to you and Wolfe Tones. Well done in the goals today.
Thanks a million.
Tony, as I've already mentioned to the two lads, well done, and as chairman, you must be absolutely delighted.
Over the moon, Sil. You know, it's been a long year trying to get back from last year's disappointment, and you know, we can't take anything from Clarecastle last year. I mean, they were the better team on the day, but you know, the lads got back together. They decided we're going to give it another shot, and you know, we had our scares along the way, and we had our scares today. And in fairness to Newmarket, you know, we came up here knowing we weren't going to get anything easy, and turned out like that. But I think the switches the lads made in the second half worked, you know, and we held on by the skin of our teeth. But it's fabulous for everyone that's involved in the club, you know. You saw all the kids here today. It's something for them now to aim for in the future, you know. And you need something like this every couple of years in a club's history, you know. And as I said, we're absolutely thrilled to be here today, and obviously we're more thrilled to be going away with the Ken and Hamilton this evening, you know.
Certainly, yeah. There was a big build-up during the week, was there, in Wolfe Tones, and how different did you approach it from last year, from a club point of view?
Well, I suppose, you see, still the novelty, there was a bit of novelty last year, and we were caught in that we had only a week to prepare between the semi-final and the final. And I suppose the hype got to a few of the younger players probably, you know. But as I said, not taking anything from Clarecastle last year. But this year we had a fortnight. We took stock. We got all of the nonsense out of the way early on in the first week after the semi-final. So we were concentrating on what needed to be concentrated for this week, which was keeping the boys fresh, doing a bit of training, you know, and keeping the work ethic there. And I think you saw that today, like, you know, Newmarket really put it up to us, and when they went to point in front, you know, our lads then really, you know, showed what they're made of and came back. And I think, you know, the last 10 minutes they give an exhibition of hurling, you know, like we haven't seen from them all year. And maybe this team needs it to be put up to them, you know. Maybe we're a bit lazy at times, but as I said, you know, this year I think we prepared better. We got the nonsense out of the way early on, and it's not nonsense, it's part and parcel of county final day, you know, and it's part and parcel of what it is for the club and for the town and for the people of the town, because the players are isolated, they have their own things to do, but everybody wants to be involved, you know. Everybody wants to have their tuppence halfpenny worth in it, and as I said, I think we got that out of the way early this year, and you know, concentrated on what we needed to concentrate on.
Thank you, Tony, and in your short history, let you enjoy that second Senior Hurling Championship, and we no doubt we'll meet again soon.
Thanks a million, Sil. We'll certainly enjoy this, believe you me. Thanks again. Well done. Thanks.
Ger, congratulations. Must be a special moment to see Barry lifting that Ken and Hamilton trophy.
Sure, it's one of the really great days of your life. You know, you have great days yourself as a player and as a manager, but I suppose to see your own son lifting the cup after the county final is one of the really, truly great days, because I have no input into this, but I mean, when you stand back and you know, see, not alone Barry, but see all the young fellas I taught in Shannon, and you know, all the players I trained down through the years when they were young, at a younger age, to see them come here and win today, it's a marvellous day. But I think above all, it's a great day for Shannon, and a day that was very necessary, because they've gone 10 years now without winning a championship. The danger was, if they didn't win today, that hurling could go really downhill in Shannon, and I think you saw that in the display today. They were very inhibited, very hesitant, a bit nervous, and didn't play to the kind of hurling that they can play. But maybe after the day now, when they go into the Munster Championship, they could open up. You know, the pressure is really off them now. They have nothing to lose now going into the Munster Championship, and you know, they could surprise a lot of people about how they perform later on in the club campaign.
We were actually saying that earlier, Joe, you know. defeat last year, I know it was a bitter pill to swallow last year. The fact that they got back in this year's final, as you said, it was crucial for them, for that particular side.
Well, I know what it's like because when I was with Fetal, we came into a final, we lost the final, and the second year we came into the final, we were under way more pressure than we were in the first final. And very like today, for a lot of the game, we played very, very hesitantly. And, it was in the last 10 minutes we pulled away against Rouen that day as well. It was very similar to that, because you do the next day you come in, you have the fear of losing again. That fear of losing, no matter how much you talk about it, is at the back of your mind. And you saw that today in the performance of Shannon. But true to character, at the end of the game, once they got the goal, I think they took over completely. Newmarket got a bit disheartened, but Newmarket will take an awful lot out of today as well. I thought their striking was absolutely superb. Their overall game was really good. They just lacked maybe one or two killer forwards inside to get a goal or two that would finish Shannon off. So overall, I think for the future of Clare today was, a lot of despondency over retirements and all that, but there's a lot of good young lads out there that are mad for road, that are very dedicated, and that is all you want.
It is all you want. Certainly. I'm also joined here by Tony. Tony, first of all, congratulations on your Clare appointment. What would you take from today's game?
What I took from the game is what probably Ger said, that there was a lot of young players out there, and especially I suppose Newmarket, they had the younger two teams, the teams Newmarket with the younger team, but I think they lacked an old fella today as well. You see Shannon there, they had Brian at full back, an old fella, Patsy Keys up front, kind of led the way for them. Now you look at Limerick in the Limerick County final last Sunday, you had Stephen McDonough one in for Brewery who won it, and you had Kieran Carey the other in. You need a couple of old guys as well in younger teams to settle down. I thought Newmarket they were rushing a lot of things, you know what I mean? And of course when Shannon got the goal, when Keys got the ball and laid it off and was stuck in the net, the game was over then, you know what I mean? But I thought it was a fairly good county final, and apart from that final, I thought the intermediate final was absolutely tremendous. So what Ger is saying here about a lot of young players being around Clare, not alone at the senior level, but that they are an intermediate level as well, and it was a great performance I think by Killanena and Clooney Quinn as well today, so it was a good day. And I as a county manager coming in and looking at all these players around today and the showpiece of the Clare scene, it was good to see it, and it was good to see that intermediate game and younger hurlers in that as well, but having said that, I think, as Ger said there about being the second year you're under awful pressure to deliver. I was involved myself with a team in Limerick there, and we lost the first year and came in the second year. You're under tremendous pressure coming in to try and deliver it, you know what I mean? But Newmarket was completely new to them, but I'll tell you, they'll be around for a while yet. They're not gone. They'll be back maybe next year, in the next few years. Like I said, the average age of that team must be about 22 or 23, so Newmarket are back, and I'd say they'll be back big time in a few years' time.
So that 25-year gap, no way will it happen for a long time yet?
No, I'd say you'll see Newmarket back here fairly soon again, and I'd say you'll see him lifting that trophy that your son Barry got there today, you know what I mean? So that is the good thing about hurling as well, isn't it? It keeps producing players, and while old players go, and that always has happened, you know what I mean? You have to forget about the old players and get on with the players you have, and that's what it's all about.
Finally, Tony, Brewery are the opposition, which you'll be very familiar with, of course, in the Munster Club for Wolfe Tones. What do you think of that? What do you think of Wolfe Tones' chances now going into the Munster Club?
Well, I think they have a great chance now. As Ger said, they might get out of all this pressure now, and they can really express themselves now to go into the Munster Championship. And I think it will be good. I think Shannon will actually beat Brewery in the first round of the Munster Championship. Who they're playing after that, I don't know, but they have a good chance now. That pressure has gone out from winning the County Championship into Munster, and Clare teams usually do well in the Munster Club Championship as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much, lads. Thank you for those comments. Now, I'm joined here by Michael McDonough, of course, Cathaoirleach of Quishtown, Clare. Michael, you enjoyed that County Senior Hurling Final?
I did. I think it was a great game. I enjoyed both games there today. I suppose the weather made a job of it. It was an absolutely fabulous day for the final, and two great teams. A very young Newmarket team who will be heard of yet. There's no doubt about it. But they're a team for the future. Goals win matches. Wolfe Tones got the 2 goals today. They got 2 great goals, and I suppose they're going to represent us now in Munster, and you know what, they're going to be hard to beat. They're a good outfit, great experience, and fair play to them. 10 years since they won it. They've been great ambassadors. You have great players there, the Lohans and the O'Connells and lads like that. Young Gary O'Connell was outstanding there today, young fella, so a great game of hurling.
I suppose, Michael, it would be a great opportunity to say that Wolfe Tones have provided us as a county with some outstanding players, probably some of the best we'll ever see over the last couple of years.
I'd say that's an understatement. Probably the best. Like, when you think of, I suppose, the two Lohans, Brian and Frank, and I suppose their father before them in Gus. Gus played with Newmarket and won a number of championships with him, and it must have been a great day for themselves. Like, you know, and I suppose it's the one parish as well. At one time when you had Newmarket and Shannon joined, and there's no doubt about it. You have the O'Connells and the Lohans there, and the O'Rourke's. Both Declan as a management and the brothers involved in the pick and the team, and the good thing about it for myself, the two O'Rourke's really hail from Milltown Malbed. I don't know if you know that, and they're Milltown men really. West Clare men.
Well, now the whole country knows that. Now that you mentioned it, I suppose talking about the market coming into this, the one thing they had was an absolutely outstanding tradition. Experience will take another little while.
They have a savage tradition. They have a young team. And I'll tell you one thing, you have to lose one to win one, and they have lost their one now. I've no doubt that Newmarket will be back, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won it next year. They have a savage amount of talent after winning 3 under-21s in a row. They have a great youth system there, and they have tradition, and they have got the experience now, and they've got the taste of it, and I've no doubt they will be back. They've made a few mistakes today, but I think they'll learn from that.
Finally, Michael, it's a new era in Clare hurling, backroom, and maybe some new players coming on the block. You're looking forward to that?
I suppose I am still. It is a new era, and maybe it isn't such a new era. I suppose the retirement of Brian Lohan and Shani McMahon is massive. These two men, I suppose, are the best two, I suppose, full back and centre back that grace the hurling field anywhere in Ireland. Anywhere, and I'd say if you go back with the last 50 to 80 years and talk about anybody, you're going to hear not to get anyone better than him. Tony Constantine is a great man. He's been there in 95, 97 and there in 92 and 93. He has 3 All-Irelands, 4 Munster Championships, has been successful in Limerick, was sought after all over the country. I think 3 other counties were looking for him. It was difficult enough for ourselves because there was a lot of hype and a lot of media attention on it, but I think we made the right choice, and I think we have a great choice made, and I'm looking forward to that. And I suppose if you look at the intermediate and the senior there's a lot of good young players out there as well, and I've no doubt we will have men to fill the likes of Brian Lohan's and Shani McMahon's shoes. So it is a new era. It's going to be an exciting era, and I think we'll never be back where we're trying to climb up off a no hope situation. We're up there with the top. We're in the best 5 in the country, and I've no doubt we'll be there or thereabouts this year. Like, we're after 2 All-Ireland semi-finals, and I've no doubt we can go one better and probably maybe 2 better next year.
Very good, Michael. Thank you very much.
I might want to say one other thing, Phil.
Right, Michael.
You're normally a county board officer. I must congratulate you. I didn't realise that you were such a dev-handed interviewing, and I congratulate you on this and your new career.
Just what I wanted to hear, Michael. Thank you very much. I'm joined here by the captain and the manager of the successful Wolfe Tones. Congratulations, lads. Well done. Barry, that emotion that came out in your voice there at the presentation. Built up for, I'd say, 12 months.
Yeah, even more. You could say 24 months, really. It's just a serious relief to finally get the monkey off our back and get a championship after 10 years of waiting, really. And to be captain is just a massive honour, considering that the legendary Brian Lohan was the last man to lift the Canon Hamilton from Wolfe Tones.
What was it like out there, Barry? What was it like out there? Oh, it looked tough. It looked very, very competitive.
It was a nightmare. It was absolute. It was just a pure, simple, dogged match. A dogged, hard hurling. Fair and with good hurling in the middle, but yeah, it was serious, all right.
Favourites tag going into this game, a burden, or did you absolutely take any notice to it?
Well, this year we took no notice of it at all. Last year we were favourites as well, and we got caught up in that big circus that goes on around the place. And this year we were much wiser to that, and we stayed away from it, thank God. And no, we didn't think about the favourites tag at all.
Pat, congratulations, well done. You played centre field in the last successful Wolfe Tones team. Tougher on the line, isn't it?
It's a lot tougher on the line. I'd rather be outside there among them.
The build-up during the week, what was it like in the camp? And I know the surrounding areas with flags and all that kind of thing. Keep the lads' feet on the ground. Tough going?
Yeah, but as Barry mentioned, like, we were here 12 months ago to the day, and we had played the semi-final against Bearfield here on the Saturday, and we were out the following Sunday week, which was only 8 days into the final. And I think it was 9 years since we had been in the final and won it. And an awful lot of hype took over the place from that Monday on, and we got caught up in it completely. I suppose with just a week to prepare for the final, we never got a chance to get the players keep their feet on the ground. We were straight away put in as favourites after the beating we gave to Dura Bearfield. We had a good match with them, and we were flying it on the evening. I suppose looking at it this week, we learnt a lot from last year, as Barry had said. We just kept it low key, just told the players, look, we've done our interviews the whole lot very early. after the semi-final, got it out of the way and kept the players focused on the match. We warned them like what had happened last year, and the players knew what had happened last year. They were sucked in as well to it, with the hype, with bunting around the town, and everyone was convinced they were going to win, and the players were listening to them. And they didn't have a time enough last year as in the week, and it showed on the final day. We just left it behind us. We didn't perform. So coming in this week, in fairness, we learned a lesson. We settled things down. I mean, there was a lot of hype, and we were fortunate this year. It was Newmarket. I suppose 25 years since they'd been in the final, it was going to switch on them. So it suited us. We just kept it low key. We told the players, keep saying nothing to no one, just focus on your own game the whole lot on the day. We're 12 months waiting for it. Our chance was on Sunday. That's the time to do your talking, and fortunate enough that it worked for us on the day.
Was there a defining moment during the season or during the game? I know the game, but during the season, was there a defining moment when you said, yeah, the minds are right for this championship?
There was a few times when we said the opposite. I suppose, come after last year, there was huge disappointment, and we sat down in January or February when we started back again. Everyone had said they'd give it one more go. I suppose, no doubt, when we lost to Crusheen here, it was our first match back there after the break. I suppose we lost that match. Our attitude was totally wrong. We sat down the following night. We had a good 2-hour meeting, and a lot of harsh words were spoken from management and players, and everyone put up their hand and took responsibility. And we knew it went wrong. Everyone knew it went wrong. Attitude was the big problem. And we realised, a lot of people had realised, had the impression since we'd got to the final and should have won it, well, lost it through the way, that it was only a matter of turning up this year. We'd be back in it again. And hurling doesn't work that way. No sport works that way. You have to get out and earn your right to get back into a final. So definitely that was one major turning point. But also I would say the year dragged on with 6 county players, and we shut down. We shut up shop in the last 2 weeks of July, the first week in August, and just gave the players 2 or 3 weeks break. A lot of eyebrows were raised throughout our own club, and I know different clubs, I suppose, but we knew we had a long year put in at that stage, and it was getting monotonous for everyone, and they needed a break and freshen things up. And in fairness, things got tough today. Things got tough against Clarecastle 2 weeks ago, and that bit of freshness kind of stood to our lads, because you need to keep them fresh. We're going now since the start 1st of February. We're now into the last weekend almost of October. It's a long season, so I think them 2 things were 2 major defining moments. But at the end of the day, we can only do so much. It's the players that go out and do it on the pitches. They're the ones that put it in.
Finally, Barry, only for the 2nd time in history, you'll be leading Wolfe Tones into the Munster Club Championship. No doubt you're looking forward to that, even though it probably isn't in the brain right now.
Not even thinking about that. I'll think about that Wednesday or Thursday maybe, but yeah, we look forward to that. That'll be a great battle as well. Bree won their first championship in 113 years, so I'm sure they're up and ready for it as well, but I will concentrate that next week.
Lads, congratulations, well done. Great victory for Wolfe Tones. Thanks, lads. And so we've come to the end of the championship season of 2006, and the Senior Hurling Championship rests with the men from Shannon in Wolfe Tones na Sionna. For Newmarket, what a great year they had, and no doubt looking forward to next year. But the glory of the Canon Hamilton for the 50th time of its presentation goes to Wolfe Tones na Sionna. To all and to everybody concerned, our congratulations. From Joe Finnick, videos, and also thanks to Sean O'Halloran during the afternoon. Bye-bye. Until we talk to you again.